Hello everybody, my name is Ivan Powell. I have the privilege of being the independent chair of the Keeping Bristol Safe partnership, and it falls to me to welcome you to the joint Keeping Bristol Safe partnership and South Gloucestershire Safeguarding Adults Board joint virtual conference week. Just on a lighter note, I've checked that I am unmuted, that my video is on, and that I've been allowed in from the lobby by the meeting host. I hope that you will forgive me if I occasionally look away and refer to my notes. The theme of this year's conference, the virtual conference week, is working with families. And we have a series of really interesting webinar workshops for you on domestic abuse, making safeguarding personal, older adults and dementia, younger adults and transitions, and adverse childhood experiences. These will be presented by skilled, experienced and enthusiastic professionals. So my thanks for the time that they have put into preparing and also for delivering their workshops. I particularly want to thank those who've organised this particular conference week. These are difficult times in which we necessarily work in this restricted and virtual way, and they've been very thoughtful and taken the time to make sure that this can be as effective as it can be. I would also like to thank those in advance who are leading the workshops and those in advance who will be facilitating discussions. We can't make this virtual conference a success without your active engagement and involvement. So please, I would encourage you to be active participants in this process. I also acknowledge that you've had to take time out of pressured work schedules to find time in your diary to attend these workshops and webinars, so thank you for doing that. I often say when opening a conference, please take the time to network and to make some professional connections that you've not previously had. And that, of course, is difficult. It's difficult to do on a daily basis now, working virtually as we very often have to do. So perhaps just take a note of who is in your workshops, people that you've found interesting, people whose contributions you found stimulating, and perhaps take the time to workshop with them virtually and at a later date. These webinars and workshops will be recorded, so they will be available for you to view on later occasions, and indeed to promote and share with your colleagues, should you wish to do so, a matter something that you may have found particularly interesting and stimulating. The theme is working with families, and we acknowledge that they can be both challenging and difficult, but of course rewarding, often having to balance the wishes and needs of an individual and what family members think is best. You are required to empower people to take risks, which very often will enrich their lives, but of course balancing that in a way which means that whilst their needs and wishes are respected and met, that you ensure that they are protected from the risk of abuse or neglect. This is not easy, and my thanks for all that you do on a daily basis. I sincerely hope that you enjoy this series of workshops and the joint experience sharing from those lead professionals leading the work, but also reflecting with colleagues, will be both informative and supportive for your approach to working with families moving forward. Please enjoy these webinars and please enjoy this conference week. And finally, it now leaves me and gives me great pleasure to introduce Sue Mount-Stevens, who is the Police and Crime Commissioner for Avon and Somerset, and she will talk to us about the theme of domestic abuse and adults. Thank you very much.